Hey guys, we're staying in the hotel right now, and I was just surfing the internet, and I stumbled across something pretty interesting. And I was always curious, you know, when you're reading or something, and they always talk about something that was accidentally invented. So I searched Accidental Inventions, and I stumbled across the link to science.discovery.com on the Science Channel. Saccharine, and saccharine is the sweetener in the pink packet. It was discovered because a chemist, Konstantin Fahlberg, didn't wash his hands after a day at the office. I'm reading everything directly from the website, and check it out. I'll put the link in the underbar down there. The year was 1879, and Fahlberg was trying to come up with a new invention used for coal tar. After the productive day at the office, he went home and something strange happened. He noticed the rolls he was eating tasted particularly sweet. He asked his wife if she had done anything interesting to the roll, but she hadn't. They tasted normal to her. Fahlberg realized the taste must have been coming from his hands. The next day he went back to the lab and started tasting his work until he found the sweet spot. Isn't that disgusting? Because I want you guys to check out the website. Everybody knows that Coke was also accidentally invented. Who cares about plastic? Penicillin, yeah, everybody knows that was. Anyway, check out all the other accidental experiments that were some more accidental inventions that were created. This part. Okay, so our trip back home is almost over. We have one more. We have one more state to finish going through before we are back in Pennsylvania, and the vlogs will be coming to an end finally, and I will delete my YouTube account. Just kidding. I will continue doing the vlogs. They are going to get a lot more interesting. We will be visiting Johnstown for about a week, and then we will be looking for an apartment in the Indiana area, right? Yeah, in the Indiana area, where I will probably be going to school. I'm so undecided about my major, what I want to do, which is, I guess, you should always think about something that you're going to do for the rest of your life, or, you know, something you're going to be spending a lot of money in school. You better make sure it's worth it. Oh, I will also be doing a secret project. It's going to be... What is it, Loki? The guard dog is barking. Loki! Loki is enjoying. Loki is finally getting used to being in the car. He used to hate it. He used to fuss and whimper almost the whole time. He only starts to whimper when he can tell when when we're about ready to stop and take a break. We start slowing down. He knows it's time for him to get out of the car, and he starts getting excited. Other than that, he likes to sleep almost the whole way there. Wasn't that store crazy? The antique shop? How racist was that? I'm watching the NFL draft right now, by the way. So currently I'm working on trying to get more subscribers, and I have 52 right now, and I don't know how to get out there. You know, should I start naming my videos something absurd? Because that's what a lot of people do. But I'm not like, oh, pizza's here. Look how little this pizza is I order. Yum. Garlic sauce. It's hot. The crust is really good. I remember when I was in grade school, we would have our teacher would have a jar, and it would be empty at the beginning of the school year. And she said every time we were good, she'd put marbles in the jar. And she said whenever the jar was filled, we would get a pizza party. And I remember when you were a kid, it was so awesome when she put, like, if everybody in the class got an A on something, she put a bunch of expensive marbles in the jar. And when we were bad, she would pull them out. It was the most devastating thing in the world. seeing the marbles get pulled out of the jar. We're like, no, because one guy wouldn't shut up in class. You know, when the teacher's always like, she doesn't tell you all to be quiet. No, you know, my teacher, she would take like a paper clip, and she would drop it on the floor, and if she couldn't hear it, that means we were being too loud. So she would do it when we weren't paying attention. And so, like, some guy would see out of the corner of her eye she was doing it. They'd be like, shh, she's doing the pin drop thing. And she'd drop it like 4 or 5 times. And if we didn't do it, she would pull some freaking marbles out of the jar. But you always got the pizza party, regardless. That reminds me, elementary school, you know, computer class. It was always like you used those old Apple computers. Well, at least when I was growing up. And when you think about a floppy disk, nowadays you think of that little tiny disk. But when I was in grade school, the floppy disk was probably as big as the screen. It was big and floppy, and you had to jam it into this computer. So, and there would always be some like educational game. And do you remember Oregon Trail? Playing Oregon Trail on the crappy computer, that green screen, and I never could win. I always died. I remember in school, my mom would usually make me lunch whenever she could. And then sometimes she wouldn't have time because she'd be at work, and she'd give us money to buy lunch. Hated that. I hated school lunch. Always did. It's not that they didn't give me enough food or something like that. It's because when you got your own lunch, you could trade with your friends for like either an Oreo cookie for like a Gushers. If you didn't want like a Capri Sun, somebody had one of those like squeeze-it bottle things, you know, and you have to twist the top off of them, you know. Does Coke really taste different than Pepsi? Does anyone remember their first bike? It had a big wheel. Anyone have a big wheel? It was like this big plastic tire in the front and then 2 little plastic tires. There was no rubber, had no tread, so if you started kicking your feet too quick, you would just hear the sound of a big plastic tire scraping against the sidewalk until it finally got the traction to start rolling. And I'm talking with my mouth full. Can you throw me my soda? Thank you. I was thinking one thing that to get more subscribers to my channel is you guys, and I'm looking at you, I could see through the computer and I can point right at you and I could see that you didn't brush your hair today. Tell your friends to subscribe and tell them to watch some of the cornier videos, like when ostrich almost stole my eye and Brittany was almost eaten by zebras. Yeah, tell your friends to subscribe. Post my videos on different websites like Facebook or your MySpace or whatever the cool kids are doing nowadays. I do my best to make things entertaining for you guys. Sometimes it comes easy to me, and I'm a very positive person, and I try to make my positivity contagious against you guys. And as long as I make you guys laugh and smile, I love that. I get a kick out of it, and I can't see your reactions. That's why I appreciate comments and direct, personal messages. It makes me smile and stuff. Tell your friends to subscribe. And this pizza is amazing. I have the worst diet. Low-key. Just want to let you guys know what's going on and what's on my mind. And I'm always thinking of weird stuff. And when you think about it too hard, your head wants to burst, so you gotta say it out loud. Alright guys, check out the video I just put up. And the link will be right on my eyeball here. We go to this store that has like 1 million Beanie Babies in it and really racist figures. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Click the link on my eye.